thing, so now I gotta hold it. But that's all right. So halito, hachima chuma, chuma, hama chuma, yeah. You guys finally remembered. Hey, remember to ask me. Hey, all right. So last week, what did we go over? You guys remember? Yʋmmʋt and Ilʋppʋt. Okay, yeah, Yʋmmʋt and Ilʋppʋt. But before we get into that, like we always do, have a sentence or have a long sentence for y'all. Himagni naga natahon ilikanachi natahon ikana hachibana. Himagni naga natahon ilikanachi natahon ikana hachibana. So does anybody got a wild guess to think they know what this means? Alito. Yeah, we got tonight. Yeah. What? Yeah, it's close. Yeah, well, here, yeah. What do y'all want to learn? That's the bottom question. But hima ni naga nataho ilikanachi. Well, I guess I should have that. Not you. We. Il means we. Okay, so tonight, what do y'all want to learn, or what are we gonna learn? Nataho ilikanachi. What are we gonna learn? Then again, nataho ikana hachimanna. What do y'all want to learn? Yeah, anupa. You gotta make sure you say anupa. Anupa. There you go. We're not anupa. Hey. Okay. Yeah. Chata anupa ilikanachi. Of course. Chata anupa. We're gonna learn some Choctaw language. Um, So I know, like I said, we went over Yʋmmʋt and Ilʋppʋt, but I also kind of want to take a little bit of time to try to ask you guys, what do you guys want to learn? What is something that you feel like you're having a hard time understanding, or having a hard time speaking, or what's something you guys want to learn how to say, to do, or what? I want you guys to give me something, because a lot of times I know I'm up here teaching, which is good, but a lot of times I don't give you guys the opportunity to speak. Oh, that's just Thomas. He's walking around. Yeah, and so if you guys have anything that you guys learn, please, a topic of conversation, let me know, because a lot of times I basic stuff, but I also want to give you something you can use. So I'll give you this time to think about what you guys want to do. Does everybody have this written down? No. Okay. So that would be kill. I don't have it written down. Kill means no. And if I'm ever in the way, just say kanale, kanale. Get out. It means move. But in the way you say it, it's kind of like saying get out of the way. Imani naga nataho elikanachi nataho ikana hachibana ale hachipanakulele. Okay, have you guys put any thought into it, or have you just been writing? Hey. because we are going to get back into Yʋmmʋt and Ilʋppʋt, but I wanted to just ask you guys, what do you guys want to learn? Do you have any ideas? Aha, niho. Yeah. So in actual proper Choctaw, I guess, aha is supposed to be aha ahni, then ho aya. Aha ahni ho. It's not ho because it's not asking a question. So this is like saying be careful. But when we say it, it's almost like we say uh uh it's almost like we say it like that. Ahahni. Ahahni. Yeah. So you can't say it because like when you say it like this, aha ahni ho, aha ahni ho. Well, I must say ho. Aha ahni ho. It's kind of harder to say, but that's the way it's supposed to be said. But a lot of times in conversation, we just take that a out right there and just go aha niho, aha niho. You know that means to be careful. Be careful. Yeah. And this whole right here kind of adds on to like because this is careful, but when you add that whole, it's like be careful because we can say that also for like if I say nayuk baho, and it's like be happy, nayuk baho. So remember, don't say nayuk bahon because then if you say it like that, nayuk bahon, it means is he or she happy? We don't want to say that. We're trying to say nayuk baho, be happy. And so likewise, same thing here. Aha niho, like be careful, be careful. That's a good one. Aha niho. I guess along with that, sometimes we always say aha ni. Oops. Aha ni hosh aya chiki. So when you say aha ni hosh, oops, I forgot to write ish. Ish goes right here in between hosh and aya. So aha ni hosh ish aya chiki. That's like saying like be careful also, but like you can say this whenever someone's leaving and they're driving or they're gonna be driving. You can say "Ahachni hoshish aya jagi." It means go and be careful, like be careful as you go, kind of thing. Be careful as you go. And so "Ahachni hoshish aya jagi," or you can also say "Ahachni hosh aya jagi," which means y'all be careful as you go. Y'all be careful. But I like to say this, "Ahachni hoshish aya jagi." So like sometimes, a lot of times, we always say like "Chabi salachigi on me, chabi salachigi on me," and that's all we say. But a lot of times we can say this too. "Ahakni ho shishaya jigi." Be careful as you go. And so, and then I also heard aya. That means to be going, but like in motion, kind of that thing. But like when you say iya, that means to go somewhere. So aya means to go, to be in motion. But also, I heard a Mississippi speaker. She would always say this to me, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." So she always say, "Oh yeah." Achugmat ayaho. Achugmat ayaho. It's almost like saying this, but this one's like go well, basically. Go well. Or so like in some cases it could also mean like be careful too, but in literal translation it kind of just means like go well. And so I heard someone say that, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna use that. And so um, I hear her say that all the time. So I took my eye out, how she would say it. Took my eye out. And so these are like good salutation things that you could say whenever you're leaving. So whenever we leave, I hope you guys are saying this. Hey, no, I'm just kidding. And I think there's another one, and I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the other one, but these two are good. I say this one a lot because that's like one of the first ones I learned. Ahadni ho shashaya jigi. Shaya jigi. So good things to say whenever you're leaving. You got that, Twyla? Oh, you got it? Okay. All right. And so I guess one thing that we learned is like how to say goodbye in certain ways or whatever. But some things you could probably say whenever you see somebody, which one thing I always say is "Akchapiso nahupa kitaha." Does anybody remember what I say when I say that? Akchapiso nahupa kitaha. I haven't seen you in a long time. Yeah, like if I think his name is Ross. If he comes in here, I can say "Akchapiso nahupa kitaha" because he hasn't been here in the past 2 weeks. No, but uh, funny thing that one of the speakers, she would always say this to me, no matter where I was or whatever. And this was like literally one of my first things I learned, and it was like the funniest thing I ever heard in my life. Ashibahu. I can't even write. Hikyo. Himo islahu. Himo islahu. Because every time, like, if I walk in late, she'll go, Himo islahu. Did you just now get here? You know? Yeah, himo islahu. So himo right here kind of just means like just now, just now. Then of course isla comes from ish plus plus Allah. But anytime you have like a 3-letter word that has the upsilon in front, for some reason we just cut that off. And so we just put those together to say ishla. Ishla. And so say this to somebody whenever you see them next time. Himo islahu. Himo islahu. You just now getting here? She said she would always say that to some of the teachers because they would always come in late, like or like I don't know, everybody else be working at 8 o'clock and they don't walk in until noon. And it's like himo islahu, himo islahu. You just now. So we start work at 8 o'clock. And so yeah, himo islahu. But remember, if you use ish, that means it's one person. So you're talking to one person. Himo islahu. And so you could say ashla, but I haven't really heard anyone say that really. Maybe it is something that you could say, but I'll teach you the way that I heard it, which it was from the same lady. Same kind of construction, himu, that doesn't change. And then she said, himu hush. Ymʋʋmt italachi hon. Ymʋʋmt italachi hon. So that means two people. Two people. Italachi. So anytime you see ITT in most words, it almost means like together or both. And so, of course, if you take that off and you take the chi off, all you see is what? Allah. Yeah, so like I said, if you take off the ITT, you take off the chi, what are you left with? Allah. And a bunch of dots, apparently. And so, yeah, this just means like two people together arriving. Two people together arriving. And so if I saw my mom and my brother just now coming in class, I can say, Himu hashitalachi hon. And that just, yeah. But also, you want the plural one. So this is singular, ishla, and then dual, which is two people doing it, hush italachi. Then also you have the plural, which is hush. I always do it with a Y, make it easier. Himu hush ayallahu. Himu hush ayallahu. Himu hush ayallahu. Are y'all just now getting here? So if I started at 6 o'clock and nobody was here, and then everybody got here at 6:35, like all of y'all, I'll say, Himu hush ayallahu. Y'all just now getting here. Those are some of my favorite questions to ask. Because, like in Choctaw, we like to be funny. And so sometimes, even if you're on time, we'll say, Himo Wishlahu. It's like, ah, Himo Alale. Yeah, I'm just now getting here. Himo Ishlahu. Himo Hush Italachi Hu. Himo Hush Ayallahu. So you can say all those things, but remember, singular, dual, plural. Let's see. Sorry if you didn't get that. Ha. That's you just do himo again, and then himo alale, himo alale. So don't remember you kind of like marry these two together, and so it's not alale, alale. It's alale, alale. A lot of times when we teach this, a lot of people say like alali, alali. I'm like, it just sounds a little off, and they're just reading it. Of course, like a lot, like we could do like the Chickasaws where they just like for let's see, they're like they write theirs like this. Hold on. I have to write it down here. They write it all together. Whereas in Choctaw, we space everything out. And I kind of like the way that they do that a little bit, but when you got longer words, it's kind of hard to differentiate between what is the pronoun, what is the word, what is the verb, and stuff like that. And so that's why we separate ours in Choctaw, but like when we say it, it's like they are together. And so it's a double-edged sword when it comes to that. Like we separate it and people will mispronounce it, but then Chickasaws, they put it together and it looks like this one big long word. So it's you you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Hey. So yeah, not Allale, Allale. It's Alale. And remember this A. If you guys remember your vowel sounds, la, not Allah, Allah. Because if it's Allah, then it would be cool. It'd be spelled like this, Allah, and that's not what we're saying. We're saying Allah, 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 not Allah, Allah. Yeah, and I'll keep going further too. You know, when I said himo hash italachi home or himo hash ayallah, just like what we do with ishla, we do that with we also. Instead of saying like Allah, we don't say that. Well, that's the technical textbook way of doing it. But when we actually say we are arriving, we just say ila, ila, himo ila, himo ila. And so what that comes from is, you know, we say il Allah, and so we use il because of the upsilon, right? Because it's the vowel, and so we use il. But if we take that upsilon out, then we're left with what? An L, which is consonant, and so that's why we use E instead. And that's why we say ila, ila. So himo hashitalachi hon, himo ila. We're just now getting here. And so that's just a little extra stuff. You don't really have to remember that. Honestly, you don't have to remember any of this. But if you want to, you can. Hey. And so this kind of thing happens also when we talk about eating. You know, like when we say, let's see, I'm gonna erase this. So like, I don't know, kankoshi. Does anybody know what a kankoshi means? Egg or eggs. Either way. And so you can. What is the word for to eat when you're naming your item? Huh? Apa. Yeah, apa. So we have apa. But then let's say we're trying to say we are eating eggs. How would you say that? Huh? Apale means I'm eating. We are eating eggs. What's the word for we? Huh? E or we just had it. E or ill. So I know we kind of briefly went over this, and I know we're going way off topic besides Ilʋppʋt and Yʋmmʋt, but we use E for consonants. And so like E chompa, that's a consonant, and so we say E, then il anompule. Oh, Chickasaw spelling. So we use E for consonants and il for vowels. So anompule starts with an A, that's a vowel. Chompa starts with a C, which is a consonant. So E chompa il anompule. So just like we had il Allah, we do that. But just like Allah, we don't really say it like that. So what we do is the same thing we did with Allah, which is we just say IPA, IPA, not the Environmental Protection Agency. Just we are eating it a. But don't get this confused. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Oh, that's the biggest one I got. Okay. And I wanted to get back to Ilʋppʋt and Yʋmmʋt, but it seems like we're focused on this. Hey, which is good. I like it. I like it. Don't get this confused with Impa. I know it's very closely related. If I said Impa, Ipa, Impa, Ipa, you hear the difference? Maybe? No? Kinda? Sorta? Okay, so remember, this is nasal, and so you say Impa, Impa. Say it with your nose. Impa. So this one, you say Ipa. Like you're saying, like you're shrieking. You say E, not E, E, E. And so just remember that. Akankushi Ipa, we're eating eggs. Okay? And like I said, I know we're getting way off topic, but that's all right. Okay? So let's try to get back on topic now. What is Yʋmmʋt? Huh? Mine? What is Yʋmmʋt? Yʋmmʋt. That or those. Those, yeah. Yum Mutt means that or those. What about Ilʋppʋt? Ilʋppʋt. Well, there's that right there. Ilʋppʋt is what? This or these, yeah. These. So, like, just think about this and that. So, this and that. So, Ilʋppʋt, Yʋmmʋt. Ilʋppʋt, Yʋmmʋt. Then also, plural version, these, those. So, like, if I had one of these hand towels, or, yeah, whatever they are, I would say Ilʋppʋt, this. But if I'm talking about that one, then I would say Yʋmmʋt, Yʋmmʋt, Ilʋppʋt, Yʋmmʋt, Ilʋppʋt, Yʋmmʋt. Now, I'm glad these are here. These are my props. So there's about a couple of them over there, and I have a couple here. So again, these Ilʋppʋt, Yʋmmʋt, Ilʋppʋt, Yʋmmʋt. So they can be used for singular items. Ilʋppʋt meaning this, or could mean Ilʋppʋt, these. Or just remember, when you use Ilʋppʋt, it's in the vicinity of you, not me. So another example. I know my YouTube viewers can't see this, but I'll put it right next to her. So to me, this is Ilʋppʋt. To her, those are Ilʋppʋt because they are close to her. But to me, those are Yʋmmʋt. Does that make sense? And so to her, these are Yʋmmʋt. And so if I said Ilʋppʋt Nanta, you could just say rag or whatever. So you can say, if I say Ilʋppʋt Nanta, you would say Yʋmmʋt rag. Or I guess you could say Ish Kashochi, something you wipe with, or Ishila, I guess, or Ishilili. I can't remember. We'll go with Ish Kashochi. So something you wipe with, whatever. So if I ask her, what is this? Then she's going to say, that is whatever it is. And so likewise, if she asks me, what is this? Then I would say in turn, that is whatever. You know what I mean? So likewise, we say, Ilʋppʋt Nanta, and you would say, Yʋmmʋt, whatever it is. Then if she asks me, Ilʋppʋt Nanta, I would say, that Yʋmmʋt, whatever it is. And I don't want to have like the whole Bill Cosby thing where, I don't know if you've seen that episode where the kids knock on the door and he said, who is it? And so they just walked in and he was like, no, no, no. Whenever you knock on the door and someone says, who is it? Then you say, who it is. Now try it again. And so they both walk out, close the door. They knock on the door. He said, who is it? They said, who it is. So I don't want you to, like, if I say Ilʋppʋt Nanta, and then you say Yʋmmʋt, whatever it is, I don't want you to say Yʋmmʋt, whatever it is. But I hope that makes it clearer because a lot of times it's hard to understand when I say that, this, but if I show you like something close to me versus something close to you, then you would have a different view. That's why Ilʋppʋt and Yumma is one of the hardest things for learners to learn, and we wonder why, but like that's kind of, they don't view it the same way. But like if you really think about it, like if I say this pen, let's imagine this pen. I'm saying like me, I'm saying this pen. But if I say, what is this? What are you gonna say? No, in English. That is a pen. Yeah. So if you think about that in English the same way, then you can say it in Choctaw. So Ilʋppʋt Nanta, then you would say Yʋmmʋt Isht Holisuchi. Yʋmmʋt Isht Holisuchi. So I'm just trying to bring home like the differences between Ilʋppʋt, Yʋmmʋt, Ilʋppʋt, Yʋmmʋt. So Ilʋppʋt, something's close around you. Yʋmmʋt is somewhere in the other area. Okay. Let's see. We still have about 27 minutes. The homework. Okay, let's go over some of those sentences and see what you got. What? Sholosh Ilʋppʋt. Oh, that you're saying ummi. Ummi. Yeah, ummi. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Sholosh Ilʋppʋt. Oh, cool. Can you spell? As always, A. Ilʋppʋt. And then she said, ummi. If you guys don't know this word here, it just means mine or belongs to me. And so, Sholosh Ilʋppʋt ummi. Can anybody tell me what this sentence is saying except for Twyla? Ah. These shoes are mine. Yeah, these shoes are mine. I said these shoe are mine. Yeah. So, a lot of times people are like, "How do you say like a pair of shoes in Choctaw?" Well, we don't really say that. Whenever we say shulosh, we automatically understand it kind of like a pair of shoes. Like you can't just wear one. So when you're talking about shulosh ilʋppʋt ammi, you're not saying this shoe is mine. I mean, you can say that, and it can mean that, but we have the common sense to know that when you're talking about shoes, most of the time you're talking about both your shoes, not just one. And so this is perfectly normal to say, Sholosh ilʋppʋt ammi, these shoes are mine. Unless, you have one shoe on and then everybody else has one shoe on. Then you throw everybody's one shoe over there in a pile. You go over there, pick it up. Whose shoe does this belong to? Sholosh ilʋppʋt kata immi. And then you can say, Sholosh ilʋppʋt ammi, this shoe is mine. But of course, if they're over there, then it'll be Sholosh Yʋmmʋt ammi. So, if you guys didn't know, ammi, like I said, is mine or belongs to me. And then you can also say immi, which means belongs to him or her, or is his or hers. So if I said, you can also say this, like, wash rag ilʋppʋt Choctaw Nation immi. Choctaw Nation immi. So it belongs to Choctaw Nation, or I guess ESA. Okay, and then also chimney. What do you think that one means? So we got ummi, mine, immi, his or hers, chimney, yours. Yeah, yours. Ilʋppʋt. So if I don't know, if I went to your house, or I don't know, if you had this remote, I'll say, Ilʋppʋt chimney. Or I'll say, Ilʋppʋt chimney. Does this belong to you? Or is this yours? I'll say, Ilʋppʋt chimney. Is this yours? Does it belong to you? You say, ah, you can say, Kio. Okay? So those are good words to know. Okay? All right. Okay. Oh, chugma. So she said, Ufi Yʋmmʋt Nukua. So what is this sentence saying, aside from Twyla? The dog? That dog, yeah. Remember, Yʋmmʋt. I'm not saying ut. So Ufi Yʋmmʋt Nukua. That dog is mad. You don't know why. Probably someone stole his baloney or something. I don't know. Eating baloney, kana hokoto patok. Hey. Okay, so yeah, Ufi Yʋmmʋt Nukua. That can work on its own. That dog is mad. But how would you? What else could this mean? Those dogs are mad. Yeah, there you go. So depending on context, it could be one dog or it could be several dogs. So if I saw one dog and he was all mad and stuff, I would say Ufi Yʋmmʋt Nukua, and you could see that it's one dog that was mad. But different scenario, if over here I see 3 or 4 dogs that are mad, I would still say Ufi Yʋmmʋt Nukua. And if you look over there, you can see 3 dogs are mad. 3 or 4 dogs are mad or whatever. And so that would work there too. So that dog is mad, and also those dogs are mad. Okay? Chukma, chukma. Chimponna. Makalla, makalla. Okay, does anybody else have a sentence? Or did y'all forget to do it? Hey. Somebody else give me one. Don't be shy. Okay. Yummuut. That's a good one. Throwing a little curveball here. Hey. Yummuut. Katos. Chito. Must be talking about Garfield. Hey. Okay, so Yummuut Katos Chito. What does this mean? Huh? No. So where's the difference on this one than the last one? The placement of the Yummuut is in a different spot. So that means you got to change your English sentence around. So if we wanted to say the cat is big, then we would say Katos Yummuut Chito. That cat is big. Katos Yummuut Chito. But this one is Yummuut Katos Chito. Yummuut Katos Chito. That is a big cat. Yeah. That is a big cat. So Yummuut Katos Chito. That is a big cat. But I can also point at the same cat and I'll say, Katos Yummuut Chito. That cat is big. So they're kind of saying the same thing, but just remember the placement of the Yummuut kind of tells you how to say the English sentence. So Yummuut Katos Chito. That is a big cat. That is a big cat. But if you say Katos Yummuut Chito, that means that cat is big. So Katos Yummuut. And remember, when we use Yummuut or Ilʋppʋt, you have to say that or this, those or these. Every time we do a sentence, it seems like you guys want to say the cat. But that's not what we're talking about. So I'm going to write it in English too, so you guys can get a visual on it. I know some people are visual learners, so cool. I can't even spell. Anote. So this one here goes with this one. That is a big cat, but when we say it with Yummuut in the middle, that cat is big. So think about it this way. In the first sentence, this word is in front of a big cat. So is in front of it. So guess what? Yummuut also is in front of Katos Chito. So is in front of big cat and Yummuut is in front of Katos Chito. So that's kind of how you remember that. But also in the same second sentence, Katos Yummuut Chito, that cat is big. So now the is in between cat and big. Same thing here. The Yummuut is in between Katos and Chito. So if you try to remember it that way, it'll help you understand which one to use. So that is a big cat. Yummuut Katos Chito. And then Katos Yummuut Chito. That cat is big. Does that make sense? Is anybody lost? And so without me writing it, or I'm gonna say Yummuut Ofi Iskatini. Yammat ufi iskatini. So what am I saying? Ah, no. So you got ufi iskatini, small dog, yeah? Huh? We're not asking a question. Because if I would ask a question, I would say, Yammat ufi iskatini ho. Or yo, I guess yo. That is a small. That is a small dog. Yeah, there you go. But what if I said, uh, Chuka Yamat Chito? Chuka Yamat Chito. Chuka Yamat Chito. Ah, all I hear you say is, house is big. That house is big. Yeah, that house is big. Yeah, because is in the middle of big house. So that house is big. And so when we say Yamat Ophius Scatini, we're saying that is a small dog. So I hope I'm making it clear and I hope it makes sense. If not, then we'll kind of practice this some more. But this, like I said, it's a hard concept to get into. Most of the time, I would say 90% of the time, if you're talking, you're probably going to use it like this. That cat is big, or that cat is eating my chicken. Hey. There was a old song, like we used to make fun of. It was like it used to be like, to the window, to the kitchen. That fat boy ate my chicken. And so we could say, Allah nakaniniya yat amelipa apatok, or I guess let's say akanka amakanka nipi apatok. That fat boy ate my chicken. But yeah, so uh, does anybody have any questions about that? Yeah. Okay. So okay. Shukshi. Shukshi dapat iskatini. Okay. So what does this mean besides Thomas? This watermelon is small, yeah, or tiny. I would say tiny, yeah. So like, let's say you got a big watermelon patch or something like that. You see big ones, but then all of a sudden you see this little tiny one. You're like, ooh, Shukshi lapat iskatini. Shukshi lapat iskatini. This one is tiny. So yeah, very good. But also, what is the secondary way we could say this? So singular, this watermelon is small. We can say it in plural. These watermelon are small. Yeah. Chuma, chuma. Does anybody else have a sentence? Y'all got one? Don't be afraid. Chino voy na. Kyo? Kyo? Okay. That's all right. Do you have one more? Okay. Ah, okay. So Well, not a part of our lesson, but that's all right. So Thomas Chinak Fihon. Thomas Chinak Fihon. And so, yeah, brother. But this is a topic we need to discuss. Kinship terms, more or less sibling terms. But so what is she? What is this saying? Ah, no. I think that's where she was going with, but that's not what it's saying. That's like Thomas, your brother. Thomas, your brother, and it's kind of like left. What are we missing here? Yet or at? Yeah, there you go. Now it's asking, is Thomas your brother? Thomas at chinak fihon. Thomas at chinak fihon. Remember, I said those question markers, subject markers are important. Seems like everybody wants to leave those question markers out all the time. That's why I stress subject marker, subject marker, subject marker, subject marker, because this is like without it, it's saying uh, Thomas, your brother, Thomas, your brother. It's like it's kind of weird like that. But when we say Thomas at Chinak Fihon, it's like is Thomas your brother? And so we can get into this for a little bit, okay? Um, this might go over your head because I know when I was learning it, it kind of went over my head too, just a little bit. But sibling terms, you have a male side and you have an email side. Hey, no, I'm just kidding. A female side. Just kidding. So, uh, the words we have here are, let's see, anni, and then we have nakfish. So, anni just means older sibling. And then nakfish means younger sibling. Younger, younger, younger sibling. So you notice how like I didn't put it in either category, right? So when a female says anni, like if she would say anni, and if a guy says anni, they mean two different things. So for the female, if a woman says amanni, or if a girl says amanni, she's saying my older sister, my older sister. But if a guy says amanni, he's saying my older brother, my older brother. So remember, anni just means older sibling of the same sex. And so if a female says amanni, older sister, a guy says amanni, older brother. Same thing with nukfish, means younger sibling. So we got female that can say it, and a guy can say it. Can't even, I swear, I never can spell right. Hey. So these mean different things again. So if a female says sanakfish, what do you think that means? Younger sister, yeah. But if a guy says it, then that means what? Younger brother. Yeah. So I'm caught in that spot where I can say this because I have Amani, my older brother, and then I have a younger brother. So I say Sanakfish. And so whenever you have those, you can say that. But what do we say for the opposite sex? Right? Females only say nakfi, nakfi. And guys say uh, teak, teak. So if a guy says teak, he's saying my sister. If a female says nakfi, that means she's saying my brother. But a guy can't say nakfi and a girl can't say teak. Does that make sense? Because we have those words for that, for the female version on the female side. And likewise, we have the male version for the male side. And so this is why this is complex. A lot of people don't use this anymore. And it's kind of getting away from us. But I try to say it all the time because um, I do have Anni and I do have Nakfish. But I also have Teak also. I have two older sisters. Well, technically I have three older sisters. And I have an older brother and I have a younger brother. And so, but yeah, my older brother would call me Sanakfish or Nakfish or whatever. And then my little brother would call to us Amanni. But there's also, and this is why I said this is complicated. Is an older word that people I don't ever hear anybody say is Akni. Akni. And that literally means the eldest sibling. So whoever is the eldest of the family, they're Akni. Akni. And don't get that mixed up with Anki or Nakni or something like that. Which I guess technically I should have done this. And like I said, I'm not going way overboard. But I hope you guys are still bearing with me. Uh, so you ever hear people say Allah Nakani? So that means boy, but like literally it means male child. And then Allah Tik means a female child. And so it doesn't literally mean girl boy, but I guess in a way you can translate it as that. But Tik just means female and Nakani male. That's why when we differentiate and stuff like that, we can say wak Tik for a heifer and then wak Nakani for a bull. And then likewise, Akanka Tik for a hen and Akanka Nakani for a rooster. So that's how we differentiate. Nakani doesn't just mean boy, and Tik doesn't just mean girl. It literally just means male or female. And so, but sometimes it could be used as like to joke around with people. It also is like when someone comes up to you and you're shying away from something, like a guy to a guy. My brother was scared to pick up the snake or something like that. I'll say, Nakanichiyahu. Nakanichiyahu. It's like, that's kind of like asking, I thought you were a man. I thought you were a man. So that's kind of how like they would joke around people. Nakanichiyahu. Like, I thought you were a man. Like, aren't you a man? That's kind of how they ask it. And so, yeah, but like, you don't have to try to remember that. And I know if you say Nakfi, that's fine. I'm not trying to judge anybody for saying that. I'm just saying this is what I do. And this is what my mind does because I like to go through, dive deep into the language or whatever. But for right now, if it's comfortable for you to say Nakfi and Teak for both, that's fine for right now. But just remember, this is the older way of doing it. And the reason why I bring this up to you, and I'm not trying to shame anybody or nothing like that. So I hope I'm not coming across that, but I'm just trying to like bring it out to you so that you are aware that this part of our language is going away, and not a whole lot of people are saying it, and it's kind of sad, really. Everyone says nakfi, but like even we have another word. I taught my mom this too. It that word right there, ittiba pishi. That one means siblings. And I know we're like on time, but I will say this: this is it. We translate it as siblings, but when we really get into it, and I hope I don't offend nobody by when I say this, but this is literally our language, and so I'm going to say it. Ittaba pishi. Pishi means to suckle. Pishi means to suckle. And so, and then itti, what does that mean? Like the ITT, what I say it was? Doing something together, or both are doing it. And then when you go iba, it means to do it with somebody. So ittiba pishi just literally means to suckle together. And so the reason why this is considered uh, siblings is because siblings, they suckle on the same breast, and so they suckle together on the same breast. So that's why we say ittiba pishi, because the word for breast, and I'm like I said, I'm not trying to offend nobody, but this is our language, and I have to teach it. The word for breast is ipinshik, and so you ever heard the word pishokchi? That means milk. So where do you think that comes from? Ipinshik okchi, breast milk. So it comes from the breast. So a lot of our words play into the things that we do, and that's why a lot of our words kind of are matriarchal in a way, which is kind of neat if you think about it. So ittiba pishi, this word, siblings. We got eldest sibling, older sibling, younger sibling, nakfi, teak, nagani, teak. They all play a huge role in our family life, but a lot of this word gets lost in because we don't use it. Anyways, I better wrap it up because I could go on and on and on and on, and I gotta hit the gym actually. So so does anybody have any questions? I know I went a little deep on that, and but kind of when I have passion for something, I just want to get it out there, and it means a lot to me to try to get it out there, and so I hope it. Grandma Pugni, When you say Sa Pugni means my grandmother, Yeah, Pugni. If you guys want, we can go over kinship terms next week. Because there's Maful. Some people say Aful, but we teach Maful. Then there's Hokni. There's Mushi. Uh, there's Ibai Tik, and all that stuff. And so there's a lot more kinship terms. Ibai Tik, Ibai Tik. Ibai means nephew, so Ibai Tik means niece. Ibai Tik. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Kyo? Any concerns? Hey, no. Omi, well, magalla. Next week ma hachipin salachigi. Omi, yakoki. Omi, yakoki. I guess I'll see you guys next week. Next week ma hachipin salachigi. Yakoki.